I'm alive. I was gonna sit in front of that chair right there and tell you the tale about how I almost lost my life to ice, but I decided to stand up because I don't want this to be depressing in any capacity. So I was gonna move from Detroit, Michigan to Arizona. That's gotta be racist. Let me find a different picture. Arizona is what I was gonna do. That's what I was planning to do with my life. If you don't know about the hard, cold streets of Detroit, it's cold. It's -3 degrees right now as I'm speaking, and it is disgusting, and I hate every single second of it. I'm in Detroit right now, mind you, but I deeply hate the cold of Detroit. It's the worst feeling on the planet. I was moving to Arizona because guess what? Arizona is a desert. That's also racist. I gotta find better pictures. A desert. So I was planning to make this Herculean journey I was going through, but then a hurricane known as Hurricane Fern was going to mess up my entire week, my entire day. So I had to plot out a course to go above the hurricane in order to avoid it and weave all the nasty nonsense of the snow marshes that was going to ruin my car. As you may or may not know, this is my car. It is a 2019 Hyundai Elantra. It sucks. It is a horrible garbage weak car. If a strong enough gust hits my car, I'm getting tousled, turned, and jostled. I'm getting my salad tossed. And I'm not talking about the fun way. You guys know the fun way, right? You guys know about salad tossing. So I had trotted out a course to go above the Hurricane Fern, Snowstorm Fern, however you want to call it. I'm not sure the exact correct name of it. I know it's going by Fern, Phineas and Fern from Frieren, the elf anime. This got a new season out right now. It's pretty good. It's a slow build, but I feel like you should watch the anime. It's one of my favorites of all time. So I passed through Iowa pretty easily. By the way, if you live in Iowa, there's nothing there, just wind and hills. I hate every second of being in Iowa. Then I was crossing through Nebraska. As I was crossing through Nebraska, a black car was trailing me on the side for about a whole mile. And I was a little concerned by this, but I would like to point something out. You see this traffic light back here? You see this traffic light? I had this in my car. I had this traffic light in my car. It was very visible, the traffic light that was in my car. I had gotten the traffic light from a hurricane, and I had remodeled it and reshaped it. And hold on, let me show you something. It turns on. It turns on. The bottom light needs to be replaced, but it does turn on. I learned how to rewire stuff from YouTube on the light is insane. Hold on. There we go. I had learned how to reshape and refaction lights from a YouTube tutorial, so that was a lot easier for me, so I got that done. But the ICE agents must have saw it because they pulled me over and immediately began interrogating me about everything I had inside of my car. And that traffic light, this desk I have, all these computer screens, even my computer, my bed, my TV back there, all of it was basically inside of my car. I was doing a one move from Detroit to Arizona, which is, mind you, a 28-hour drive. You can't really finish that in a day. You need to sleep. It takes about maybe 3 days if you're really gunning it and being gung-ho about it with traffic stops, eating and peeing and pooping, things of that variety. But I was holding in a mighty poop and I was holding in a mighty pee. I was holding in the two-piece. I was going crazy and I was absolutely terrified because I had never encountered ICE agents before. They didn't do any police protocol in any capacity. I don't even know if ICE agents are considered police. I have no clue. But I do know that as soon as they pulled me over, they said step out of the car. Now, I'm pretty compliant when it comes to anybody that is authoritative over me. I don't like to argue because I've seen many of my people gunned down before on the streets for no reason. So, naturally, I step out of the car on the sideway of the highway, which was horrifying. Loud semis and trucks passing through, and a guy who's having a gun pointed directly at my skull. Not even 1 minute into questioning his partner with sunglasses, mind you, in the dead of night for some odd reason. Doesn't seem to be safe to be doing that. I don't think you have good aim when you do that. You might not know if your safety's on. But he ended up pointing his gun directly at my skull. Now, if you don't know gun safety, if you are pointing your gun at something, you are planning to shoot at it. You are recommended time and time again to not do that. It is not very safe. First thought that went through my mind was, oh my God, I'm not even going to be on a t-shirt. Nobody's going to know I'm gone. Nobody knows I'm in Nebraska right now. Nobody's going to go tell my family. I'm not even going to be on a Facebook group or anything of that variety. I'm not even going to get a movement or a trending thing on Twitter because nobody, and I mean no one, is going to know of my absence. And it's going to suck for a while because I'm just going to be a statistic. Not even that much. I'm going to be a nothing burger. I'm going to be classified as a domestic terrorist for doing something that I didn't do. And people are going to argue about, oh, if I deserve to be destroyed on Twitter. And it was going to suck. It was insane. I immediately began to shake down, cry, and have a panic attack. I peed myself. Peed myself twice. I threw up right in front of them. I was horrified. And they told me to stop throwing up. And they laughed at me for peeing. I have never been so embarrassed in my entire life. Just yellow piss running down my trousers. It was horrifying. I just didn't like it. They questioned me about the traffic light and said that I stole it. And I said, where would I have stolen it from? Then they said, don't be a smart aleck, but they didn't use the word aleck. They used the word ass. Sucked every second. I just didn't like it. So after thoroughly panicking, they questioned me. They looked through my car. They took one of my Snickers bars, mind you, from my front seat that I was using for fuel. So I had to stop at a gas station to get another Snickers bar. And my car was filled with a bunch of stuff, and they said I'm lucky they don't take everything from my car because I'm just a thief. What they said that verbatim to my face. ICE agents don't have body cams. There was nobody recording this in any capacity. It's literally just my word of mouth at this point, and I am horrified. I have been shaken up, not talking about this for a few days because I didn't know how to feel about it. I've discovered my feelings, and my feeling is a very secondary emotion known as anger. And I've been waiting to make a video about this situation because I didn't know the best way to describe it because I'm still a little bit jostled by the entire encounter because I could have lost my life in the encounter. So I don't trust ICE in any capacity. I don't know what they're doing. I'm not an illegal immigrant. I don't know why they stopped me. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if they thought I stole something, but even if I did steal something, that's a job for the police, I feel, not for ICE. I don't know what was going on there. And here goes the worst part. Because I was traveling very far, I had a Ohio driver's license. Let's point that out. I had an Ohio driver's license, and my full name is this. I want you to take that in for a second. Take a gander at my driver's license. Yes. I'm not giving away any information. Just know that it's an Ohio driver's license. That's my full name. That's my full legal name, mind you. It is long. It is disgusting. And it looks foreign. Because I was moving from state to state, I had my ID, I had my social security card, and I had my birth certificate all on me. Thank God I have my birth certificate, because if I didn't have my birth certificate, they would have absolutely jostled me. My birth certificate was in English, and that was enough to get me off essentially scot-free. But I'm still destroyed by the entire encounter. If you support ICE because you do not want illegal terrorists or people that are offenders or psychopaths in the country, I understand. I really do. But the way it's being handled right now, because there is this sign-on bonus thing that's going on where people are getting $50,000 to sign up when you're not actually getting $50,000 to sign up. You're actually getting $50,000 over the course of 5 years. You don't get the money in a lump sum. People are joining in because they want the money for it, and people are being bullies about the entire experience. It sucks. It is not a good way to run a system of things in total. I reasonably can't understand why people would be happy about what ICE is doing. I'm not sure. They have shown time and time again with many people that they are evil. With I believe Alex Petty and Renee Good, everything, and it's horrifying. And every day it feels as though we are being combated by the very forces that destroy us, whether it be with the Epstein files or our very president who is in the Epstein files. We are being told to not trust our eyes. We're being told to just be compliant. This is disgusting. I hate every single second of it. And I now have a personal experience. I believe that's the best way to really go about things, is having a personal experience, because most people don't care about a situation unless it personally affects them. I'm a little bit the same way, to be quite honest with you, and it has now personally affected me. And I've cared about it before, but now this is a new level of care. I'm genuinely pissed. But yeah, that's what happened. A little bit shaken up by that. I will try my best to release 2 videos every day, but thank you guys so much for checking out my content. This is pretty much a new style of video. I'm gonna do cuts, me doing stuff like that. If you want to support me in any capacity, I have a Patreon. That'd be cool. You don't gotta donate money to me, by the way. You really don't have to. I don't have a GoFundMe or nothing. Nothing really happened to my stuff. I got slid off the road by the snowstorm though, so I'm back in Detroit. I got messed up. I broke my toes. I know it doesn't seem like my toes are broken, but I broke a few of my toes. It sucked deeply. I'm like a little casting on my foot here. It's underneath the sock. It sucks like horrible garbage. I just keep getting messed up and destroyed. I keep getting ruined. Hurts like crap. Hurts to high hell. Really does. Anyways, bye. Happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. I love the ride when you're free.